All right, so this is some good news, regarding 5G. And 5G, for people who don't know, is the fifth generation of broadband telecommunications or mobile networks. So I'm sure that you guys are familiar with 4G, and a decade ago, we predominantly used 3G, and now cell phone providers, provider companies like Verizon are promoting 5G. They're advertising it. AT&T, uh, Sprint, they're advertising for 5G, and a lot of these politicians who are bought off by big wireless are talking about how there's like, oh, we gotta beat Russia and China on this race for 5G technology. Who's gonna get there first? And what they don't tell you is, the detrimental effects to your health and to the environment that is caused by 5G. And 5G is completely different from 4G. It's different from the transition from 1G to 2G to 3G to 4G. It's completely different. Even though those previous generations, there were studies that showed how detrimental some of those generations could have been, were to our health. 5G is like a whole nother step. Um, so I'm gonna pull up this article that I have from Derek Bros. Before I get to some of the good news here, I just want to familiarize some people with uh, some of the problems with 5G and why there was a fight against this in the first place by some nonprofits. So this is on Mint Press News. I can share this article to you guys in the chat. So the switch from 4G to 5G is a change unlike those of previous generations. One notable difference is that 5G technology uses much higher frequencies, ranging from 10 to 300 gigahertz. Currently, 4G wireless systems operate on 700 to 2700 megahertz. 5G is using millimeter waves, which do not travel far and are easily blocked by trees, buildings, and walls. Due to the nature of millimeter waves, the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, has stated that for 5G to operate successfully, it will require the installation of hundreds of thousands of new cell sites, towers, and additions to existing infrastructure, and also to build these new towers and infrastructure. They'd have to obtain some of these rare earth minerals from the global south or from the Arctic region or via deep sea mining. Thus, this is what the Great Reset and the Fourth Industrial Revolution that Klaus Schwab is promoting. That's what they want to do. This 5G technology will also be used to ramp up more surveillance. For more information on all that, I interviewed Derek Bros and I shared to my community tab to you guys yesterday that interview. If you guys can check out, it was really informative. I highly recommend it. We also talk about some solutions, and we talked about his Freedom Cells project, which is about community organizing. And we talked about the health and environmental problems with this, how it's understudied, and how there isn't any conclusive evidence to show how safe it is, even though some corporations and politicians will tell you it is. And there is a myriad of scientific evidence showing how it can be damaging on this site called the EMF Portal Archive. So let me show that to you guys here. Oh, but first, let me share this article to you guys here, because I said I was going to share that to you in the live chat. And here we have, so this is the EMF Portal site, and it links to a bunch of scientific articles for you to get more information about this. All right, there's so many pages. Like, this is all from 2021 alone in the first page. And then I do want to show you something else that I took a screenshot of from this site, because I had a tough time finding this. This is from, let me make sure you guys are seeing this. This is also from their site. It said 5G wireless technology is 5G harmful to our health. So this is just compiling a bunch of studies together. But overall, this is this is updated last in October 14th, 2020. They didn't have to make any updates from June 1st, 2020 since that date. The EMF Portal Archive listed 133 papers and letters to the editor published in professional journals and presentations at professional conferences that focus on 5G research. Although most discuss technical or dosimetric issues, about 92 of them, 41 citations address other issues, including potential biologic or health effects. In all, the EMF Portal Archive references more than 30,000 publications and presentations on non-ionizing electromagnetic fields. The portal is a project based at the University Hospital RWTH Aachen, Germany. Currently, and this is the part that really needs to stick, and you need to tell people who think that there's nothing wrong with 5G, and that think that we're all conspiracy theorists. I mean, look at the evidence for yourself and tell them to look at the evidence for themselves. This is the part that really sticks. Currently, no peer-reviewed empirical studies of the biologic or health effects from exposure to 5G radiation have been published. Hence, those who claim that 5G is safe because it complies with radio frequency exposure guidelines are engaging in sophistry. All right, and those guidelines, from what I had heard, from what I had read, and you guys can look more information about this in the articles that I'm going to send. Those guidelines had not been updated in since the 90s. So there is some good news with that, which is what I'm going to talk about here. So Derek Broze followed up on the 5G story. This is published a couple days ago on August 18th, 2021. It said nonprofits score huge victory in battle against 5G technology. In a landmark decision, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit has ruled that the Federal Communications Commission failed to consider evidence of adverse health impacts from wireless technology, including 5G. So on August 13th, just recently, 13 days ago, circuit judges with the United States Court of Appeals of the District of Columbia ruled in favor of environmental health groups and petitioners, finding that Federal Communications Commission ignored thousands of public comments and evidence of adverse harm from wireless technology. The ruling comes as a result of lawsuits known as a petition for review filed by the Children's Health Defense. The Children's Health Defense suit was consolidated with a similarly filed case from the Environmental Health Trust. The two organizations claimed the FCC violated the Administrative Procedure Act by failing to respond to public comments on the environmental harm posed by radio frequency radiation. So I'll post this in the live chat, but it's sad that these organizations, the FCC and the private sector of wireless, we talked about how there's a revolving door there. When that interview with Derek Broze, it's those same powerful people. They're not doing what they're supposed to do, which is regulating their policies so that we can be safe, so that the environment that we interact with can be safe. They are not us. We're not in their interests. Our safety is not in their interest. Their interest is profit. And so it's sad that it has to come to the people rising up and pressuring them and taking legal action so that they can do the things that they're supposed to do in taking care of us and making sure we're okay. It's sad that it has to come to that. But that's where we're at. And it's not just with that. Like, it comes with a whole bunch of other environmental issues, like the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, and a lot of these private sectors with big oil and with these big green, these private corporations that want to profit off of green energy, even though that's counter, that doesn't that doesn't really align with the interests of the environment if you're trying to over exploit natural resources. We see similar things with that. And it's sad that it has to come to us, the people, calling them out and pressuring them to take care of us. And that's just what we're gonna have to keep doing until we get, massive change. In the meantime, we're just gonna have to organize with our community. So this is a, what do I call it? Like a good a story we can learn from, that by organizing with your community and taking legal action, and by having all and by collaborating with organizations like the Child Health Defense, or other organizations that are looking out for us, via these collaborations we can sue these the public sector like FCC and Big Wireless, so that they can stop destroying our health. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on this. To me it's a victory, but I want to know what you guys think.